Thank you so much for joining me for another happy, healthy testimonial. So, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself. If you don't mind saying your name, your age, and how you found happy, healthy.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me, Christina. My name is Christine Latain. I am 54 years old, and I found happy, healthy through, like a lot of other people, through Del Bigtree because we're fans of Del Bigtree. And it was my husband who happened to be watching the episode where he was hosting Randy and Rob.
Perfect. Yeah, I've said this in some of my other interviews, but I also came from the high wire. So you and I are in the same boat over there. And it was my mom who showed me the episode. So super great. I love
Mm-hmm,
hearing people coming from the high wire. The
mm-hmm.
next question that I have for you is I would love for you to describe your journey from before Happy Healthy to doing the H2 Thin program and then where you are right now.
All right. Well, um, prior to the program, and for the last 25 years, I've actually been in the health and wellness industry. I had been a personal trainer and instructor for over 20 years, for sure. I have always had such a huge interest in the wellness field. And up until the last 7 years, I considered myself to be very healthy. Then the age was creeping in, and some issues that the general public associates with age. And I had low thyroid, and that was probably my biggest problem. I've had that since I was about 38 years old, but the effects of it really began to creep up about 7 or 8 years ago. The weight started to pile on, energy levels started to go down. Um, I just wasn't feeling good. And I tried everything that in my years within the wellness industry that I thought we were supposed to do. I tried everything. I was watching what I ate. I've never been huge in the seed oils before. I always thought that butter was good for you, no matter what the world was saying. However, didn't really realize just how many things the seed oils were in. But I did do the protein powders. I did the protein bars, as Dr. Randy has spoken about many times, and thinking that all of this stuff was good for me. Got to a point, and my husband was the one after he saw uh, Randy and Rob on Del Bigtree. He was the one that told me I really needed to look into this because for him watching me, he said it was very painful to see me going through everything I was going through. He knew I was unhappy. I wasn't healthy. Um, and I couldn't shake the weight and I couldn't get energy back. So I looked into it, and the rest is history now. I've done one program, I've done one round, I should say. I will be doing another round beginning of September, but I live in Canada where our summers are very short. So I wanted to enjoy the good fats and everything else through the summer months. So that's why I chose September as the next date to start the second round.
Perfect. Um, that is wonderful, and I love that you and your husband are in it together. It's always great to have a good support system whenever, you're making big
Yes.
life changes. So that's fantastic. My next question for you is, what have been the biggest victories that you have seen after doing the H2 Thin program? And I want you to describe both the weight related and the non-weight related.
Okay. Well, with regarding weight, I had put on 25 pounds through the last 7 years, which for me was crazy. I've never been overweight in my life until the last few years. So that was, it was very painful for me to see that creeping on, to have to buy new clothes because my old ones weren't fitting. And in the 5 weeks through round one, I lost all of that weight. I am back down to the weight that I was in my 20s. Um, so that has been incredible. I was one of those, I had to see it to believe it. So I think my husband was probably more on board than even I was when I started the program. Because up to that point, I thought, I've tried everything, babe. Like, I can't see how this is going to make any difference. So when I started to see the weight really coming off, I was so ecstatic. It was wonderful to pull clothes out of my closet that I haven't worn in so many years. It was like a whole new wardrobe. So that was really exciting for me. But the other thing was I was really curious on how my thyroid would have been affected through that the 8 weeks in general. And so I do see a natural doctor in this area who does the blood analysis and can tell from your blood and from just a prick, not vials and vials of it. But she can tell what's going on. And my thyroid, of course, was showing up all this time. She had me on the strongest natural supplement she could put me on, and it still wasn't working in the end. So, as I was going through the 5 weeks, I was forgetting to take my thyroid supplement because I suddenly had energy. I was sleeping better. I was waking up feeling rested, which was new to me. So, I was forgetting to take it. After the 8 weeks, I wanted to get my blood analyzed, but unfortunately in May, I went and broke a bone in my foot. so, so my naturopath said, "Well, no, we're not touching that right now. You're in trauma, so the blood is going to be all over the place." So it was only a month ago that I finally got my blood analyzed again. And she took me off my thyroid, that strong thyroid supplement. She said, "You do not need this anymore." So that was
That
incredible.
Yeah, that is so amazing. I love
Mhm.
to hear, the stories of losing a bunch of weight, but also all of the healing the inside, which is just so
Exactly.
cool. Yes, and honestly, in the long run, we feel those every day, those internal victories, which is just so amazing. So
Yes.
yes. So the final question that I have for you is, do you have any words of wisdom for those who are about to go through the Age Too Thin weight loss challenge?
Well, for all the skeptics out there, I was one of them. Like I said, I thought I knew things. I've been in the wellness field for many years, but be open to relearning everything because we've been conditioned and programmed for quite a few decades now. And we have to relearn everything that we thought we knew. That's the first thing. And the second thing is don't deviate from the program whatsoever. Stick with it 100%. Is it going to be easy? No. But is it going to be worth it? You bet it will be.
Well, thank you so much, Christine, for your wonderful, inspiring words. I know that we have reached at least one person out there, and helped them with their decision to join our community. So I just wanted to give you a big, big thank you once again for
Oh, and thank you and all the coaches and this program. I can't say enough good about it. I'm excited to do the second round and see what else might come from that.
well, thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you, Christina.